Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Adelaide. I'm the Manager of Leadership Development Programs here at Creative Australia. I'd like to start this webinar today by taking a moment to acknowledge the country that I'm on today. I'm here in the Creative Australia offices in Pyrmont, in Moraine, Sydney. And I'd like to pay my deep respects to the elders of this place, both past, present, and those who are coming into their eldership, and thank them for their care of this place so that we can be on it and that we can do this work here. And also to extend my respect to the elders of all of the lands that you're dialing in from today. This always was and always will be Aboriginal land. Thank you for joining us today. As I said, my name is Adelaide, and I'm joined today by my colleague Adam, who is the Director of the Industry Initiatives team here at Creative Australia. We have captions available in this session today. You can choose closed captions from the options at the bottom of your screen. And we are also joined by two Auslan interpreters, Heather, who is with us interpreting at the moment, and Gabriel, who you will see later on. This is a recording of a live webinar that we had intended to run. So we have not been able to create an opportunity for you to ask questions live. But please, as you watch this webinar, note your questions down and send them through to tenders@creativeaustralia.gov.au, and we will respond to them as soon as we can. That's from me, and I'm going to pass now to Adam.
Thanks, Adelaide. Creative Australia is the Australian government's principal arts investment and advisory body. In 2023, we welcomed the Australian government's National Cultural Policy Revive, the centrepiece of which was the establishment of Creative Australia, an expanded and modernised Australia Council and a transformational step in the evolution of the organisation. With artists at the heart of what we do, we invest in creative talent and stimulate the market for Australian stories to be told on a national and international scale, sharing our rich culture with the world. And as a nation, creativity connects and benefits us all. Creative Australia is committed to shaping arts and creativity that enriches the lives of all Australians in an ecology that is thriving, equitable, and accessible for all. We are proud of the Australia Council's 50-year history in investing in First Nations arts and culture and supporting First Nations self-determination. Creative Australia will build on this legacy from 2024 with the inaugural First Nations-led board, when the inaugural First Nations-led board will be appointed. The industry development team, and Adelaide and I are two members of this extraordinary team, is responsible for building the capability of our industry to respond to challenges and harness opportunities. We do this through a range of programs that support the development of skills, knowledge, capabilities, and networks for artists, arts workers, and arts and cultural organisations. Currently, our work spans two core streams: digital development and leadership development. We also offer a governance program and alumni engagement program that supports ongoing professional development for past participants and targeted workforce development initiatives supporting core skills and training. Our leadership programs harness and foster the diversity of incredible leadership in the sector and provide a platform for growing and deepening leadership practices, including through this new and very exciting creative leadership program. And it's motivated, this new program that we've developed, by the priorities of Revive and our corporate plan, and informed by consultation internally, as well as external engagement with our alumni, industry peers, and expert consultants. We have been developing the program framework over the last 12 months and have defined the outcomes we're seeking, the values that we want to work with, and a program structure that we believe will achieve this. We're now keen to work with a facilitator to bring the program to life.
Thanks, Adam. So if you are keen to find out more about the request for proposal for the Creative Leadership Program Facilitator, you are in the right place. We didn't mention that at the start of the webinar. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more now about the Program Facilitator role. So this is going to be a really key role in the development and the delivery of the Creative Leadership Program. We're really wanting to work with someone who can support the design and the delivery of a connected, consistent and powerful learning and development journey across the 18 months that the program will take place in. We want to work with a facilitator who's able to co-design the program with us. And we will also be working with a range of other expertise, workshop facilitators, presenters, and also with the participants themselves to design aspects of this program. We're very open to what this co-design process can look like. It'll happen across the course of the 18 months. We'll be designing and delivering, then designing and delivering. So we're very open to what the method might be, the frameworks we might use. We're really looking for someone, though, particularly who has expertise in learning design as it relates to leadership development, and particularly experience working with artists and arts workers in that role. You, as the program facilitator, would need to have really well-developed understanding of the arts and cultural sector in Australia, particularly capability in leadership development in that space, so that you're able to respond to the specific needs of this group in a way that's conscious of context and that is quite sensitive to some of the real challenges that they're facing, and also kind of excited by the opportunities that they have as leaders. We do also value experience from outside our industry as well. So we don't need you to, the program facilitator, to necessarily be working discreetly and only in the creative, the arts and creative industries. This role can be done by one person. It's a large role and there's a lot of expertise and experience that we're expecting from this facilitator, but it could feasibly be done by one person, but it could also be fulfilled by two people or more who are working together, or a lead kind of facilitator who would be bringing in specialist subcontractors to fulfill certain aspects of the role. So to be clear about that, in the description of the role at B1 of the request for proposal, there's a detailed explanation of what this role encompasses. And there are a couple of dot points there about the specific skills that we're hoping that facilitator might have. Some of these roles might be feasibly filled by subcontractors who have expertise in that area, if that's an area of expertise that you or your organisation don't have in-house. The other thing to be clear about is this is a new program, so there will be an element of test and trial as we go along. We want to be adaptive and flexible, and we will work adaptively and flexibly with you or with the program facilitator, while still really trying to keep an eye on the outcomes that we're trying to achieve, and very much working in alignment with the values that we have for the way that we work on this program. We're particularly keen to work with someone who can give us robust advice and engage in really critical conversations about how we do this work. We want someone who's invested in achieving the same outcomes that we are with the program, and those outcomes are really clearly listed in the RFP documentation. And we want someone who can work in alignment with the values that we've included in the documentation as well. These are action values, so they're things that we really want to be thinking about as we're, doing the practical work of designing and delivering this program. It is also really important that the program facilitator will be able to work really effectively with subcontractors who have a demonstrated knowledge and best practice. Sorry, I'm going to start that sentence again. It's very hot in Sydney today. It is really important that the program facilitator will be able to work with a range of presenters and guests and facilitators in a really respectful way. And that means they will need to have a demonstrated knowledge of best practice principles in establishing culturally safe and anti-racist spaces, and using trauma-informed models of delivery and experience in creating environments that support the full participation of deaf and disabled people. This is really foundational to the program and to our goal of improving the diversity of leadership, and particularly creating environments that enable diverse leaders to thrive. In your response, it's also really important that you're able to speak to the way that you would work with the workshop facilitators, the speakers, the facilitators of the Creating Out Loud peer learning sessions, and particularly the participants in a way that is really respectful and collaborative to achieve the outcomes that the program is seeking. Passing back to you, Adam.
Thanks, Adelaide. And I just want to talk a little bit more and build on what Adelaide shared around the way in which we want to work, and I guess some of the ways in which that might manifest. So we're wanting to create an effective working relationship, environment, and process with the facilitator. And in the past, we've actually engaged in very different models of co-design with the facilitators and core specialists that we bring in to deliver our programs. And with this new program, we want to work collaboratively. And when I say we, we're referring to our team in industry development. And we want that collaborative work to be across program design with the selected lead facilitator, so that we're able to draw on our shared strengths and develop a creative, inclusive, productive and reflective environment for that work. A lot of it may take place online unless you're based on Gadigal land in Sydney. At the commencement, we will have some discussions about shaping a planning and working process, which could include regular online meetings and also potentially some in-person sessions to support development of the program that may be off-site and outside of our office. In that instance, we would be covering the travel and accommodation costs for agreed meetings like this that support the program design and delivery. We operate using the Microsoft suite, and we will have some restraints around platforms where we can store information. SharePoint will need to be our primary shared workspace.
Thanks, Adam. I'm going to speak a little bit more now about the budget and the inclusions and exclusions that we're anticipating would form part of budgets in your proposals. So to do that, I just want to explain the nature of the other roles that are involved in delivering this program. So we have the program facilitator, that is the focus of this RFP. The role that we expect that program facilitator to complete is outlined in the statement of requirements. As I've said, we are open to this role being completed by more than one person or an organisation offering specialist staff to the design and development process. Any external kind of subcontractors that you would like to bring in to complete the role will be subject to approval by us, and that all of the subcontracted expertise that you want to bring in to complete the role that's outlined in the RFP needs to be covered in the budget that has been specified in the RFP. There are, however, a range of other roles that will be involved in delivering the program that do not need to be covered within the budget that's provided in the RFP. Creative Australia will separately procure and contract those roles. So this includes workshop facilitators. So we've defined who the workshop facilitators are in the request for proposal. These are people who would come in and deliver discrete workshops as part of particularly the in-person workshops at the start and at the end of the program. It is not intended that the program facilitator cover these roles, but we will cover the costs of those roles, but we will work closely with the program facilitator to identify who those people are. There's also a range of other roles. So the Creating Out Loud peer-to-peer learning sessions will be facilitated by alumni of our leadership programs. Again, we will separately procure and contract those alumni, and they will be separately budgeted for. And finally, guest speakers in the program, again, they will be separately procured and contracted, and we'll work really closely with the program facilitator to identify who they are. Okay, just scanning through my notes to get to the spot where I was at. Okay. So as Adam mentioned before, for the program facilitator role, we will provide, we will cover the costs of travel, accommodation, meals and per diems for the program development and in-person workshops. So for the program facilitator to be in attendance at those events. If there is more than one person who is the program facilitator, we'll have to have a conversation at contracting stage about how those additional costs for additional people to attend those events in person might be covered. That's it.
Great.
From me, passing back to you, Adam.
Thank you. I'm just going to share some information now around the timeline, and this is detailed within the request for proposal, but could you just touch on some key dates, particularly those concerning when Creative Australia's offices will be closed over this holiday period. So an addendum to this webinar transcript will be sent out tomorrow, so Friday the 15th of December. Our offices, Creative Australia's offices, will be closed from 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time on So the industry development team will not be available to respond to queries from Wednesday, the 20th of December. Our offices at Creative Australia do close on Friday, the 22nd of December. You can send inquiries through to the tenders@creative.gov.au email address up until that date. And if it's possible for them to be answered by our procurement team, then they will do so. Otherwise, you will need to wait until Monday, the 8th of January, when Adam and I return to the office. Thanks for that cover, Adelaide. Proposals are due on Monday, the 29th of January at 2 p.m. Just noting that's Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And on Monday, the 5th of February, shortlisted applicants will receive an invitation to attend an interview. In the week commencing the 12th of February, we'll hold those interviews. So you might just need or want to consider keeping some times available in that week. We will have some general questions, understandably, that we'll want to ask you in that interview process, as well as some specific questions relevant to your proposal. And there'll also understandably be opportunities for you to ask questions of us. A second round shortlist will be notified and invited to submit a 250-word response to a question that we'll provide. And this is an opportunity to share more about your thinking on leadership. And you'll have a week to write this, and it's meant to be short. If you would like to submit it in another format, that's also something that we can discuss at the interview stage. On the 4th of March, we will notify the successful applicant and commence the contracting process. We're expecting that this role will start on the 18th of March. And just so you're aware, applications for the Creative Leadership Program for participants will open on the 13th of February. So there will be an overlap with that process, and we will discuss how the successful applicant will be involved in any of the outreach processes. And at minimum, we would be wanting to share the biography, a photo, and a short welcome statement on the website once that lead facilitator role is announced. And we'd also be seeking for that person to, or collective or organisation to attend a Q&A session. And there'll be a thorough briefing about the format and requirements for that session.
Thanks, Adam. Just to clarify, that Q&A session would be for the public, so for people who are interested in submitting an application for the Creative Leadership Program. Okay, so I'm going to speak a little bit more about what you need to provide in your proposal. It is listed really clearly at A14 of the RFP. So in that section, we have provided a clear outline of what we're expecting from you, including your description of the methodology and frameworks that you would use to achieve the outcomes of the program. In the second part of the RFP, we've provided quite a number of pages of additional information about the program structure, the learning methods that we believe will be effective, the key topics that we'd like to cover in the program, and the knowledge and skills that we're hoping participants will develop. We've also outlined our values in program design and the key priorities we have in terms of participant experience, the approaches that we'll take around equity and inclusion. And we encourage you to respond to all of this really clearly when you're outlining your methodology and frameworks. We are interested in a really customized approach that is very specific to what we're trying to achieve with this program, not an out-of-the-box method or system. Your risk analysis, that is part of the requirements for your proposal, should demonstrate or speak to the risks that you perceive in the program design and delivery process that would be relevant to your work, particularly in the program. You don't need to put in risks like slip, trips and falls in the in-person events. In the what we've required you to submit as part of your proposal, we've also asked for video documentation of your previous facilitation work. This is because the way that you facilitate and the way that you interact with participants will be an important part of our consideration of your proposal. We are not going to be judging the quality of the video itself, the production values of your video, just the content and how it demonstrates your approach to facilitation. If you don't have anything, we suggest that you may create something. It might be directly to camera. And please submit no more than 10 minutes of footage. With your budget, please provide really detailed costings so that we can understand how you're proposing to meet and the expenses associated with each aspect of the statement of requirements. And just outline for us really clearly any other proposed costs that you feel need to be part of that budget for your delivery of the role. So that brings us nearly to the end of this webinar. We've tried to provide some additional context for you about some key aspects of the role, how we'd like to work with the proposed facilitator, some of the requirements about your proposal and the budget. Something that we want to really emphasize as well is that this is a really amazing opportunity to support and to work alongside some really incredible arts leaders. The participants in our program go on to do some really incredible things at small scale in their communities in ways that really transform people's lives, as well as in really large organizations where they're making, where they've become really strong advocates for the value of arts and culture at a national level. It's a really diverse group of participants that we work with from across the country, from across art forms and career stages. Past facilitators speak about how much they learn from the participants in our programs and the really authentic and meaningful professional relationships and networks that they develop through their involvement as facilitators that often continue. Likewise, our speakers and our mentors and our program guests speak to the benefits they see in engaging with our leadership program participants. It offers them the opportunity to try new things, to think differently about leadership practice, and to connect with a really incredible group of people. So as I mentioned earlier in the webinar, we're really keen to work with someone who can engage really critically with us around the development of this program, who thinks really creatively, who is really invested in the same outcomes, who is invested in this vision of leadership that we're presenting through the program, and who wants to work in alignment with the values that we've spoken about in the request for proposal. We're also really interested to work with someone who is invested in empowering this group of leadership program participants, who is able to think about ways that we draw on the creative practices of the group, their experience, their skills, their knowledge, and their expertise with a strengths-based approach. So this is not a program that will just be a series of workshops and talks. We really want to have creative, embodied, experiential learning as a core part of this program. We've seen how effective that can be in our past program delivery, and it's something we're really keen to take forward into this new program. And that's it from me. Adam, do you have any other last?
Just to say, if you're watching this, thank you so much for your interest in this particular opportunity to work with our team. We're very excited about the future of our leadership development programs, and really very keen to get to work on this particular program design. So we look forward to engaging with your proposals. And if you have any questions, as Adelaide mentioned earlier, you can send those through to tenders@creative.gov.au, and we look forward to sharing responses to those questions with all interested parties. So thank you so much, and please do reach out if you have questions as you're working on your applications. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.